The reeds and rushes of the parking lot. I wonder about the people who actually do design on parking lots. Obviously there are people who do. Architects have to do that too. Or, complex designers. And I wonder what that's like. Because, boy, they've covered the hell out of this culvert. Well, welcome, everybody. What's up, Illness? I get my cars. Well, this one's the older car, but it's for 2 cars, and it's every 5,000 miles. I bring them in, roughly. I am determined to avoid massive later car bills. I want both of these things to hit 200,000, unless I trade one of them in for something, maybe. But otherwise, 200,000 is the plan. Yeah. I commute, on the other hand, 1 hour and 20 minutes each way, although only a couple days a week. Thank you very much. How are you, Holmes? Hello. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Just water's good.
Ice water?
Yep. Alright, time to see what we have. I don't think I knew, Hilness, that you had a truck and a car. I just thought you had the one. Thank you. I thought you just had the one. I didn't realize that. Did not know that was the case. All right, well, let's take a look at that. Yeah, the Sherwood Diner. Feeling like I don't want something crazy sweet today. At least I don't think so. So I'm thinking maybe omelets. 3-egg omelet, maybe with broccoli and ham. Not terrible. Or a breakfast sandwich. I could get the pancakes, but I always do that. I think I'm going to do, I think I'm looking at a...
So what do you think? Would you like some boxes? Just one?
No, I think I'm looking at an omelet. I think that's the key. Omelets is where it's at. For today, a 3-egg omelet including ham and broccoli, I think. And maybe very little cheese. How goes the workout regimen, Hilness? How's that been going? Your BP's almost down to normal. That's awesome. And you've only been doing this regimen for not that long, right, Hilness? 4.47 miles. You've only been doing that regimen for 2 weeks? Now, and are you on, do they have you on meds, like statins, or do they have you on like a blood pressure med at all, or no? Labor Day is when you started walking more. What's up, Echo? No, this is just regular maintenance. I get my cars. I have 2 cars, and every 5,000 miles we bring them in for like oil changes, tire rotation, stuff like that. So this is just regular maintenance. No one broke anything. 20 milligrams of lisinopril. I don't think I know what lisinopril is. I know what metoprolol is because a beta blocker because I use that on occasion because of the heart arrhythmia stuff. Amlodipine Besylate. Oh my God, we're way above my pay grade now. I don't know what those are. I hoped you would appreciate my Star Trek shirt. I really love this shirt. I love my Star Trek shirt. I saw Echo. I don't know if you've ever seen. It's a calcium blocker. I see. Okay. Echo, I don't know if you saw this, but have you ever seen Star Trek Continues, which is a series you can see on YouTube that basically sort of has an episode, it does like the next episode afterwards. The stories are interesting. Yeah, the stories are interesting. The acting is pretty amateur hour, and like the sets are pretty amateur hour, but it's remarkable how consistently, like they pay very careful attention to what the old episode is, so they get the vibe and the feel of it, right? It's very cool in that respect. Like I say, it's a little amateurish, but it's really interesting. It's meant to keep your potassium higher. I see, Hillis, I see. Hey, what's up, Imaginary? How are you, man? I did manage to get some rest, yes, although probably not enough. I was up too late. When I woke up this morning, my sleep tracker was like, it looks like you didn't get enough sleep. I'm like, listen, sleep tracker, okay? I was playing D&D Dragonlance. All right, let's be clear. I was having a blast playing Gold Box Dragonlance. I need to have a spot where I can enter that in my tracker. It can be like, if you were playing Dragonlance, don't worry about the fact that you didn't get much sleep. I've been eating a banana a day. Oh man, are you talking about, Imaginary, the situation with where you live, or are you talking about other stuff? Either way, I hope that I was 40 years old last night. But I hope that you're doing okay, Imaginary, beyond the obvious thing you've been dealing with for the last years. Oh, I see. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I hope that that's what we do.
It's okay. Like 1 minute, I promise.
No problem. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, I was like 13 years old. I totally was. You mean the part that I'm like, one more turn, Mom? I was having such a good time. I really like the Gold Box games. I know that TomTom is like making a new one, and I wish that more of them were available because I think they stream well and I have fun with them. I would love to do it where there's that plus more story-based ones because it is very combat heavy. But anyway, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Imaginary. Like, one of the things that, as you know, we try to do here is to provide both escapism but also a sense of sort of comfort and safety when people are here. We're not, a group of professional therapists, but connection is hugely important. And I've been very lucky that I've been able to meet some folks even in person based upon that. Like, it was really wild to me. I was thinking about this the other day. It's been over a year now since we did the live event, D&D event in London. And that was just so amazing to me. I met all of those folks. Every one of them was an online person, like that I met first, with an online presence, and then this. So it was very cool. But yeah, no, you're 100% right though, Echo. I was totally like, I can do this. Well, because I got started late too. I want to start at 9 o'clock on Thursdays, but it's so hard to do that because I'm coming home from school, there's traffic, and as I say, I live an hour and 20 minutes away from work, really. And also, there's just, like, the kids, like, little Arv is sick today, so. Hi. So I'm going to get an omelet, please. Can I get it with broccoli and ham? Would be great.
No cheese?
Well, I was going to say maybe, like, could you do, like, mozzarella?
Yeah,
Can they do that? Mozzarella, but could you tell them to go light on it, please? Not
Sure,
very
we
much.
usually put 2 slices. You only want 1 slice?
Yes, that'd be great.
Okay. And it comes with hash browns and sourdough toast.
That's
So
good.
would you like some of our homemade delicious strawberry jelly?
Yeah, yes, I would.
Ketchup?
No ketchup. Oh, no, actually, I take that back. Yes, ketchup.
And how about some hot sauce?
No hot sauce.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh, that's the direct. December 4th. Well, Hillness, I've got my marching orders then. You know what that means. That means that we do Final Fantasy Tactics Remastered, right? I'm going to play that. that will lead us all the way into December, and December, Metroid Prime 4. It also means, you know what, too? Expeditions Rome was one of the leaders in the clubhouse for Game of the Year. If Metroid Prime 4 comes out, I don't know. Oh, God. You know, can I just say, though, yes. Yes. Well, let me do one at a time. I'm so excited for that, Imaginary. Imaginary, I want to come back to your comment in just a minute. Just quickly to answer that, Echo. Yes, my books that I already have with them, which is Icarus, Greyshade, Renegade, Heretic, plus the audiobooks, those are going to all be through Athos. Future publication, I've got a bunch of irons in the fire and other things that I'm looking at too as far as publication. One project I'm really excited about, one that I'm somewhat excited about, but I need to hear back from folks. But anyway, that are not necessarily with Ethos, but yes, the ones that are already there will stay there, yes. Imaginary, I did want to say that, so I have been in therapy for many years, and when both group and individual therapy, and of course I'm married to a professional therapist, the way that my therapist describes it, and I've talked about this on stream before, as you go along, he likens it to a spiral staircase. That as you have this darkness or whatever that you're dealing with at the bottom of the staircase, right? As you continue in your therapy journey, every time you go around the same space, every time you pass over the same area, it's still going to have an echo of pain, right? It will still hurt. That pain doesn't go away forever completely, but every time you go over it, you're higher on the staircase, right? So that the pain is a little less each time. Like you're moving away from it over time. And I find that's a very good metaphor to work with it because, we are creatures of pattern. We're creatures of habit. We make the same kind of mistakes. Also, other pain comes up. So, this is going to continue to happen. So, like you say, someday we'll learn. We are always works in progress, but I hope you won't take that as a personal indictment of you or something, because everybody struggles with that same situation. It takes effort, but the effort does work over time. I don't know whether we can all be like Mr. Hillness super athlete who dropped his blood pressure, in 2 weeks because he's such a badass. But for the rest of us, that's not that same situation. So. Quick note, by the way, if for some reason this stream gets disconnected, I'll restart it until I say, okay, now we're officially done. So don't go anywhere if for some reason it gets disconnected. Yeah. But little Orv is not feeling well today, and I got the car in for maintenance, so I'm going to do the car and then come back and then hang out with the kid and do some grading. Total different experience this year, chat with my grading. I have brought everything in class now, except for the reading. The reading the kids do out of class, the students do out of class, and then they come into class, and I give them, yes, but I'm glad that you still reacted to it, Helmut, because sometimes people, even with emergencies, just don't want to think about it, Yeah, she's just I think she just has a cold, honestly, but anyway, what was I saying? So the grading. So they do the reading out of class, and then I have them do these in-class responses where they come in and I have them respond, handwrite an answer to a question that I give them based on the reading, and they don't know, of course, what that question is till they come in. So it's almost like a pop quiz, I guess, but I phrase it more like a response, and that's been really helpful. So far, I've only done a couple of them, but so far it's worked out really well. And what I've been struck by is, so far, and again, they're not using laptops. Their laptops are closed. Their cell phones are off. I'm right in the room, so they're not, unless they're having it wired into their head, there's no way that they're cheating. The writing has been better than I might have expected because they're not being allowed to use ChatGPT or generative AI or any of that crap. And I give them 10 to 15 minutes to do that response. So I don't know. Now we'll see. It's early, this experiment, but so far, I don't love that they're not doing the long-form papers that I think help with other versions of thinking. But I'm not teaching composition. I'm teaching literature, and in the spring, creative writing. I'll get to that in a minute. But so far, it's been working really well on the literary side, relative to this world we live in right now where Gen AI is ubiquitous. Once the bubble bursts, and I'm sure it will, maybe I can return to normal. But in the meantime, it means more. It means more grading earlier, but it means less in a way because each of the things I get is just a page or two, so I don't need to give tons and tons of feedback. So we'll see. But so far, that's the case with these literature courses. But we'll see what happens. I also have exams going on during the semester. We'll see what happens over the course of this semester. And then next semester, one of my classes is a creative writing course, and I don't know what I'm going to do about that. I'm going to have to reimagine that completely also. But I had to do a lot of work leading up to the redesign of these things. We'll see if that pays fruit, if that bears fruit. But yeah, it's not great. It's not great. It's not what you want. Ooh, a new Fire Emblem. You know, I have to try. Well, Echo, I would rather not get into that, if that's okay, publicly, and I'd rather not get into that. If you want to DM me about it, I can respond at some point, but I'd rather not get into that publicly, if that's okay. Yeah. I mean, the thing, but what is amazing to me so far, though, Imaginary, is, thank you very much, is that these kids are not, like, I was struck by how they're not, how do I put this, that, like, the stuff, I'm not getting amateur out, I'm not getting like kindergarten stuff, you know what I mean? I'm getting decent work. Again, I know it's them because they don't have their cell phones on, their laptops are closed, they're sitting right in front of me, so I know it's them. And that also is really helping, I feel like, my connection with my students, because over the last semester, I was starting to feel resentful and like I couldn't trust them. And because even if I got a good paper, and I've had many good writers at St. John's, right? But even if I got good papers, I couldn't trust it was their work. I was like, is this you? Is this Gen AI? What is this? So this is a better circumstance in that regard. Although I would still like to do long form papers and stuff because I think that's helpful for other reasons. But you know, we work with the same way. Also, I have not gotten 1 inch of pushback. My department is like, nope, we get it. A lot of them are doing the same thing. Blue book production, you know, the blue books, like exam books, have skyrocketed in production. Huge demand for blue books. My university president, who spoke to my first faculty meeting last week, on Monday actually, said blue books and oral exams. So, oh sure, Imaginary. I mean, I have more thinking to do about it. Right. That's totally right, Echo. And there's that suspicion, because the reality is a lot of kids are using it, and the ones who aren't are feeling pressured to use it or getting blamed for using it. It's an impossible situation. And like the people that I feel the worst for right now are the people who teach totally online classes. There's almost nothing you can do to secure that other than have them do their work, actually submit their work in a secure testing facility with computers. They can do that, but that's expensive and it's you know, logistically a challenge and whatever. But that's what they're going to have to do. Yep. It's bad. It's bad. I have a speaker that I'm trying to get to come speak at my university. We'll see if they do it. Who speaks about this very thing. Recommend taking a look at videos by Ed Zitron, Z-I-T-R-O-N, who talks about the AI bubble. And also Karen Hao, Karen H-A-O. She's a journalist. Both of them are journalists. She wrote this book called Empire of AI, which I haven't had the chance to read, but I've watched a bunch of interviews. Thank you very much. I watched a bunch of interviews with her, and very impressed with her. And she wrote sort of about the rise of Sam Altman and that kind of stuff. Yeah, Echo. In fact, Hilness, none of them really do. Even the ones that claim that they do are doing all kinds of like, massaging of the numbers. They don't turn a profit. In fact, I think I mentioned this before, OpenAI a couple of years ago raised $4 billion
and lost $1 billion. They spent $5 billion and raised $4 billion, and the $4 billion they raised was from venture capital. How do you lose $1 billion? How do you raise $4 billion and lose $1 billion? They are not profitable, and that's the point that Ed Zitron is making, is that it's not sustainable, and eventually the money from the Microsofts of the world and everything is going to dry up. That is going to happen sooner rather than later. He is convinced that it is not sustainable, and I agree. So, and the real reason is it doesn't work. Like, that's the thing. It doesn't work. It's worse at search. If you ask people what they do with it, they're like, oh, it summarizes articles. But it's worse at summarizing articles. It doesn't do as well as a standard extractive AI Google search. It doesn't do as well. It just doesn't work. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah. That's more or less, I've been teaching creative writing for years, Imaginary, and we do things like that, like in-class exercises and stuff like that for exactly that reason. But what I'm going to have to do is, I'm going to have to even further break down the work that's being done specifically in class to get to those stages. That's what I'm going to have to do. And it's not going to be perfect because I can't really have them do a short story. I can't have them write the final draft in class, and I don't want to waste all my class time doing nothing but just having them do the busy work of writing and me feeling like I'm babysitting. But I think I can do enough between the outline, the concept, as you say, that I'll be able to get to that stage. That's what I'm going to have to do. But it's still like, because last semester in particular, I was like, I know I was getting ChatGPT stories, and I got some of them that I called them out, and but it, like, again, it's just not. That's going to be the hardest course, I think, to secure. So, oh, sure. Oh, yeah. But I'm going to have to ramp it up. I have to ramp it up because it really, last semester is where I started to notice the seams. Like that, it was starting to. I was like, I can't teach the same way that I have. Which I've come up with over many years as an effective, good method of teaching, in my view. But I had to radically change it. The good news is the one thing that I did not have to change is I always focused a lot of my attention on in-class discussion, so that has not gone away. That was always the sort of focal point of my work, and so that stays. But I don't know how much of a debate it would be, Echo. I think I'd mostly agree with Fleos, I think. But it would be interesting to talk to him a little bit about, one, the difference between American and Canadian students in regard to this, and then two, Fleos teaches on the high school level, and I teach on the college level. Another person I do this with quite a bit is Brandon Crilly. Brandon Crilly, who's been on the channel before, did Bag of Giving, is also an author. He has a book with Athos, too. Going to have 2 books eventually. And Brandon is also a Canadian teacher of high school, and we've talked a little bit about what he's doing, too. So it would be an interesting discussion. Oh, more down to maybe middle school? That could be. I know that Fleos does a fair bit of substitute teaching. Interesting. I didn't know, because I know that he started on the high school level, but I don't know. I didn't know that he would go down to the elementary level. And when I say down, I just mean in terms of age, not in terms of quality. Like, God knows that elementary school teachers are worth their weight in gold. Yeah. Yep. And I think his oldest is probably close to my son's age, right? My son, Miniarv, is 9. So I imagine Fleos' oldest is 7 or 8, I'm thinking. Of course, I have met Fleos in person and met his wife in person. I should know this. I met him in person in London. Okay. Lay it on me, Hilmus. You're going to be able to save money this month. Hey. That's funny, Echo. That's funny. That's great, though, Hilmus. So save money because different food choices and stuff? Oh, because you spend a lot less on food, yeah. I hear you. Well, that's good. That way you can maintain your cars. His oldest is 8. Okay. That fits. That's what I would have thought, yeah. So pretty close. This is good. This omelet. Broccoli, ham, and mozzarella. I find that I've started to like. Oh my God, Hilmus. How did you rip it off? Oh my God. You need AI to, well, but aren't the executives going to have you analyze your work with AI? Analyze your analysis or something? The second turn 7, okay, yeah. Anyway, the point I was making was, I really like mozzarella cheese. I would say my favorite cheese is probably Munster, but I don't know, mozzarella is on the way up in my estimation. Oh, that's annoying. And of course you can't just pop it back in, right, Hilmus, because it's all one piece. So they're like, yep, we have to replace the entire thing for like $1,500 or something. Yeah. So annoying. They can make these so much more modular, and instead they're just like, we have 2 Toyota RAV4s. RAV4s are really good. Toyotas are really good cars, right? But the doors of the Toyotas have this thing where the locks, the interior locks, sometimes they get stuck, and they won't open and close by themselves when you do the sort of pressing the thing to open or close it. And because of that, it's a custom bumper too. Oh, great. Yeah, they are imagery. But anyway, the locks won't close on their own. I priced that out. $1,800 to fix the freaking lock that doesn't close unless you manually close it. So I was like, no, we're not doing that. So this is my mother-in-law's car, and you just have to be careful when you get out. You have to close the lock. So you have to just get out, close the lock, and then close it, and then you can use the remote to close the other doors easily. And again, because it's all proprietary, and as you say, imaginary, it's all designed to do that, but it's like, because that way, and also it's easier for them to produce these things at scale, but I don't care. Like, it should never cost $1,800 to do that. There is no reason that they should be like, we can replace tires, we can replace wipers, we can even replace headlights, but we can't replace this item without completely putting on a brand new panel. To say nothing of the waste. Like, the door is perfectly good. You just literally have to, like, put the lock, like, just the lock mechanism. If you want to tell me the lock mechanism is complicated and charge me, like, $350 for just the lock mechanism, fine. But $1,800 because the only way you can fix it is to put in a whole new panel? Come on. And that's Toyotas, which are, like I say, good cars. Forget about, Chevrolets, God help us. Totally. And like I say, Toyota's better about that than most companies, and still, And I'm not a car mechanic. Like, that's not even, like, could you learn to change your own oil, which I could if I wanted, right? How am I supposed to replace a door frame? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's beyond my pay grade. Granted, imaginary, but I do have a full-time job, and writing on top of it. and a family. 2 jobs and a family and all. I mean, I only have so much time. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Society specializes for a reason. Oh my God, really? You have to buy the entire... Yeah. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. Exactly. That piece is like 5 cents, and you have to pay $180. And I bet that doesn't count labor. So you do that and you do labor, and you're talking more like $250 probably, right? Because that's the other thing. It takes them longer because they have to remove the whole piece. Like... Oh, really? So wait, they printed it and they send it to you, and you're going to fix it then? So we're talking a lot. So that's one of those classic life hacks. Hillness, you need to start making those videos, those YouTube videos that are like this one crazy trick. Dealers hate this one crazy trick that lets you fix the brake assembly. Yep. He went missing after posting this video. We had a on-site Lenovo warranty for my wife's computer. It runs out in November, and she had this thing where the hinges on the Lenovo were broken, and so they weren't like closing properly. Guy came out, fixed the screen with the hinges, fixed the keyboard, replaced this driver, this set of drivers that she didn't even know she needed, fixed the thing, gave it back to her. So it's like, I can't call it a new computer, but it's basically a refreshed computer about 2 months before the warranty. It was like the first time I saw one of those on-site warranty things really was worth it. And so she's probably going to get another couple of years out of it. And she uses that for work. She uses it for the video stuff that she does, video calls and stuff for her therapy that she does with her clients. So that was an example of a warranty that was worth it. A lot of warranties, not so much. This one definitely was. Yeah. It literally, this was like, it pulled up from the rest of the circuit board. And like, if a laptop has, you can't have problems with a laptop with hinges. Like, that's not going to work. You can be like, this key doesn't work even, or like the webcam doesn't work. But if the hinges on the laptop are broken, you're out of luck, because that thing opens and closes. And I actually have the university issued a Yoga X1. Really good laptop. I love the keyboard. And it's designed as a tablet too. I don't use that portion of it very much, but where you have to, so that one, the hinges, you literally fold it all the way back, right? So, but anyway, that was a good warranty story that she was able to get that fixed, and the guy came right out to the house. So, and then he took pictures, and I'm sure that's fine. No, I'm just kidding. He's like, oh, give me, if you give me further details, I can help you. We're like, sure. You want our social security numbers? I'm joking. And we already had the warranty, so. And yes, I agree, imaginary, yeah. And the frustrating thing is, it's not like they're actually looking at it for the 2 months, right? It's that they get it, they put it somewhere for like 7 weeks, and then in the 8th week is when they pull it out and actually start looking at it. Like, why don't you wait to tell us, okay, we'll be ready to do it, now send it to us, instead of being like, send it to us, and now it'll sit in a warehouse or sit in our storage room for, however long.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah? Oh. The infamous red ring of death. Wow. It's because they were getting, I remember that, they were getting a lot of bad press because of that. So I may have showed you on stream at some point my game Dark Tower, which if you look it up, there's a thing back in the 80s. The tower itself has a mechanical thing in it. Really cool game, like really tons of fun. And I got it back in like 83 or something like that. The art was really cool too. Loved Dark Tower. And so it broke down after about 20 years, sometime in the 2000s. Yeah, exactly, imaginary. Exactly. So, wait, what? No, different Mark Tower. Not that. Not the Stephen King thing. Not the one with Matthew McConaughey. That's funny, though. No, I'm talking... That's very funny. No, I'm talking about the game. The game Dark Tower. But it broke down, and I was like, well, crap. I mean, I got this game back. I got this back in... My parents got this for me back in 1983 or something. How am I going to fix this in 2003? But it turns out that there is a company that just fixes Dark Towers. And I think it was down in Florida or something. So I packed it up, ship it off to them. They fix it, replace the bulbs and everything, send it back. I got it back in like 2 weeks, works perfectly again. Now, the thing that just strikes me is that was a little over 20 years ago that happened. So I'm like, how long before it breaks down again? But so once in a while, these things do work the way that people claim they will. Once in a while. I will be an object case, imaginary. I will be an object case. I will. I only play it. I play it maybe once or twice every 6 months. So, but it's not getting moved around from place to place very much, so not a lot to break, I suppose. Because it got heavy use for a while. The box itself, there was a period of time in the 80s when board game boxes were just a disaster. Like, so many board game boxes from that time period are garbage. The covers break, they fray. There was just this one period of time, I don't know what the industry was doing, but... Oh, some board games I play with, especially family. I usually play some board games, not as much as I'd like to, but because of time. But we probably play maybe once a week with the family. We've been playing some games we got from Gen Con that my son really likes. So. I might even do some board games today with my daughter, since she's sick, after she does some work, because she has to do work. And by has to, I mean she thinks she has to. Something simpler is just boring. Well, I try to do sort of the longer scale games, Echo, and that just became Zelda after a while. But yeah, I do have to sort of update the Patreon because I'm still doing things like, Terma brought this up last night, but as part of the subathon, I think I may put an incentive in to bring back Arbonite Idol. Been a long time since I've done the writing contest for Arva Not Idle. 4 years probably at least. So this will be a chance to do something a bit new. Yeah, Imaginary. I have games that are like the family games downstairs, and then what are referred to as my games. Those are the ones that are harder to hit the table. One of my fondest birthday memories is from a few years ago when my wife threw a surprise birthday party for me with a bunch of friends, and we played this massive railway, like train game, board game, which was like, took 7 hours to play. It was awesome. I love stuff like that. I mean, a little bit of that is kind of what Zach and I do with Gloomhaven, honestly, which is, of course, a board game to begin with. Oh, yeah, Echo? Oh, that's neat, Echo, yeah. Probably would have to be like a sorcerer, right? So, well, I guess wizards have cantrips, so that's cool. There's a train game, train video game that I'm really enjoying, but I haven't had a chance to play it in about a month, and so I don't remember the name. I got it for free through Prime. Like I have Prime, I have Amazon Prime, so they give free games every so often. It's awesome. Like, it's really more like a puzzle game as much as it is a train game. Very chill. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, though. Really like it, though. Alright, chat, so this, supposedly... Oh, jeez. That was dumb. Harv did something stupid. I was going to show you the... Oh, whoopsie. I was going to show you the jam. And then I spilled. Alright, there's still some... It's fine. It's all fine. That was dumb. We're all fine here, thanks. Yeah, that was incredibly stupid. That's alright. I'm allowed. Listen, I'm not functioning on full sleep, okay? Nothing got on the phone, so... Alright, we're going to try this fresh strawberry jam. That's what I was going to do. Homemade fresh strawberry jam. Alright, sourdough bread with fresh strawberry jam.
I can bring it for you.
Wait, why, Echo? Homemade is where it's at. Why are you completely no? I mean, if it's a sketchy cafe, I guess, but it's good. Oh, I see. So you should take the next step. You should be like, if it's truly homemade, can you take me to your home and serve it to me? So you have no trust, is what you're telling me. You do not trust. I thought that Norway, Echo, was held together by trust and mutual care. I thought everyone in Norway believes everybody else in Norway. Is that not true? They added the word homemade. Listen, y'all. Listen to the cynicism. Look at you people like, oh, it's not really homemade. It's actually Smucker's, and they just ripped off the label. This waitress told me, do you want to try some of our homemade strawberry jam? That was the direct quote. And you all want me to deny You want me to deny the reality of this homemade? I should ask her. Yeah. Well, okay, but what does en masse mean, though? If they make like a big, vat of it, but it's just for the restaurant for that day, because a lot of people are going to get it, that counts, doesn't it? You don't think that counts? Yeah, exactly.
Have a wonderful day.
I'm disappointed in all the cynicism in this chat. Everyone's like, probably bought it from the factory. They got that from Stop and Shop and they brought it here. And then they pretended. They all lie. This diner functions on a tissue of lies. It's network of lying. I'm going to write a book, Empire of Lying, Diner of Lies. That's going to be my next nonfiction book, chat. Diner of Lies. Diner of Lies. It all began with fake homemade jam. Look at this. Look at the authenticity of that homemade jam. Look at that. That's what I'm saying, Helness, right? Look at that. Authentic jam right there. It really is more jelly than jam, but... Exactly. We have a peach tree in our front yard, and I don't particularly love peaches. It's a good question. Yeah. We have a peach tree, but I don't really like peaches that much. We have a peach tree and a pear tree, which are from the previous owners. We like apples. We love berries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, but especially strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. Like bananas, we like oranges and stuff. But we did not move to the country and eat a lot of peaches, no. But every summer or every fall, we get a couple of bowls of peaches, and then it's like, what do we do with this? And they usually make like some kind of peach cobbler, which is, it's okay, but I just don't particularly like peaches very much. So. Notice me enjoying, I feel like Linus and the Great Pumpkin. Nothing but sincerity as far as the eye can see. Look at me enjoying my sincerely homemade strawberry jam. Sincere strawberry jam. Sincere berry. That's what this is. Sincere berry. Okay. I am consuming honesty. Consuming honesty, chap. Oh, really, Echo? The oven stank for days after. I just really like mozzarella. Although everyone always says fresh mozzarella, and I'm always like, as opposed to, I guess, frozen mozzarella? Like, But I guess you all would say that's a lie, too. Harv, there is no fresh mozzarella. Mozzarella is made by killing the cows that made it, and then laughing and doing a ritual. That's how you make fresh mozzarella. Fresh mozzarella comes from the cow fresh before we kill him. Joe Fresh, the cow. Just Honest Jam. Honest Jam. I also like that you capitalized it. Honest Jam, TM. I have heard that too, Hilness. Maybe that's why they put it in quotes. Fresh mozzarella. It's like one of those well, yeah. No, I know. It's like one of those kung fu movies that you can pick up for like $1 in some stores, where you think you're getting a Bruce Lee film, but it's actually Bruce Lee with a line under it. It's like a fake Bruce Lee. So maybe this is like mozzarella, but it's like mozza, and then you look at it, it's actually spelled Mozzaralla, like mozzarella. Triffid, listen, Triffid, look at this. You see this? This here is homemade strawberry jam. And this chat has spent the last 5 minutes claiming that this is not really homemade and that it's probably fake. They are filled with cynicism and denial while I'm enjoying this homemade strawberry jam. Right. Exactly on this. It is. I attempted to spill it on my phone to show Chad about it. It's really good. Good jam. Fresh strawberry jam is, if you will, my jam. Oh, you saw? You've been lurking. I should ask. That's true. PBJ is also good. Underrated peanut butter jam, peanut butter substitute, by the way, cashew butter. Have you heard the good news about cashew butter? Cashew butter is good. Oh, God. Really imaginary. Well, but... What would be the Well, the thing about mozzarella, though, is as I believe you can get a lower sodium form of mozzarella, which is still pretty good, I think. What would be the main cheese? Is there a main cheese in Ukraine? Imaginary, like... It would be local cows, I assume. But, like, is there a main cheese that you could get? Or is there no homemade cheese? Obviously, currently, the situation makes it difficult. Okay. Cottage cheese. I really like cottage cheese, too. There's a particular kind of cottage cheese, a particular brand, natural cottage cheese, which is delicious. It's really good. And more evidence suggests that cheese is very good for you, even in terms of the fat content. You have to be careful and make sure that you don't get high sodium cheese. But if you have like normal sodium cheese, butter is not great for cholesterol and stuff like that. But cheese is actually considered much better than people thought because of the various cultures that are within it. Yeah, I like Jarlsberg. How do you know that it's Jarlsberg? That it's from Norway? Echo. It could very well be from Finland, and they've been lying to you. They only say it's Norwegian cheese. Same, Trippid, yeah, same. 4% cottage cheese, and that's what I'm saying. It's pretty good, yeah. There you go. See? Trust. It's that Norwegian trust. Not much of a selection, yeah. Trust is key. Yeah, cheese is really good. When I was younger, I didn't usually have chips. I didn't really like potato chips or things like that. For a snack, I would do like a little slice. They have like those cheese slicers. A little slice of cheddar, like mild cheddar. It's really good. I miss potato crisp. I told you the story, right, Hilness, of my dad had to go on a low-sodium diet, and he spent, like, many years afterwards being like, It's been 3,256 days since my last helping of real salt. Like, every dinner he'd be like, it's been 3,250 blah, 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 blah. He would have felt your pain. Yeah. But was that the case? Was that the case, Imaginary, even before the war started? Was that the case, or is that a war-based thing? Interesting. Why is that, though? Because Ukraine has a lot of land that is like arable farmland, and like I would think they would have plains, ease of being able to raise cows and stuff like that. You would think, yeah. We need to have a program to get real dairy to Ukraine. Well, I was reading something interesting about the fact that European bread, and this is Europe generally, so this is not breaking it down by different countries in Europe, but bread from Europe tends to be better than bread from America, because bread from America, even the fresh bread, adds a little bit of sugar. And that's probably because the American diet is way too obsessed with sugar anyway. Like, there's just, and sugar, frankly, is much worse for you than fat. You can have a little bit of it, but... Right, and they were talking about the yeast as being the big difference there. Yeah. Huh, that's interesting, Imaginary. Maybe you just love your pigs. No one wants to hurt the pigs, so they're like, we could have ham, but then we'd have to hurt a pig. Maybe Ukrainians are kinder. Thanks. Low or no sugar pizza recipes. I need to. You know what, Hilnis? I'm also going to ask my mother-in-law, who's a good cook, and see what she says. In my household, my mother-in-law is a good cook. My daughter is also a good cook, but is also an amazing baker. So. Oh, okay, Imaginary. Yes. When they come back to the check, I'm going to ask about the jam. I won't forget. That was just random person walking by. I was going to the kitchen and picked it up. So. The Jam Conspiracy. TJC. That's true, truffles. Well, but pigs as pets. We thought about that. We sort of played around with the idea of getting pigs as pets because pigs are very smart animals, very clean animals. But it's just too difficult to figure out how to manage it because they can get very big, and because there are a lot of sort of jurisdictions you're not really allowed to have them. So. Pump that chair. But yeah, so instead we got 2 awesome cats, which is a little more, straight ahead. And my daughter loves goats, so we were like, when we moved to the new house, we're like, could we have a goat? And we're like, no. We don't have a huge, we have a good sized yard now. I don't think so. So I have friends who are questioning that this jam was homemade. It actually was homemade?
It was homemade,
Honest to God?
Yeah. Well, on Sundays we run out. Rose has got to make the big pot.
In here?
In the kitchen.
In this place.
In the kitchen, yeah. It starts up like this high and then it goes...
It goes to that. See? Okay, thank you. See? In the kitchen here, they make a big pot every Sunday. Ha!
No, we make it all the time, but on Sundays if we're real busy, we run out.
Oh, Sundays runs out that fast. Oh, so you make it every day.
Yeah, it's always being, yeah.
Okay, they were like, are you sure? So I was like,
No preservatives, no.
See? I forgot to ask about buying some. That's a good call. See? Cynicism is not the way, Chad. Yeah, so she said, I don't know if you heard that, but they buy it every day. Or they make it every day. They buy it every day, Freudian stuff. They make it every day. But on Sundays, she said, if it gets really busy, they have to make it a second time in the middle of the day because they're blowing through it. That's true. If it wasn't for cynicism, we wouldn't have learned it. Cynicism was how we found fresh strawberry jam. That's really funny. Just be cynical, and then you too can have wonder enter your life. Yeah. Well, that was and that was interesting because I was like, I see. So it's so popular that it's like, got to make more strawberry jam. That's when you know, right? Now, see, here's the thing. Like, and she's like, you heard no preservatives. Now, maybe the strawberries themselves, I don't know how fresh the strawberries are, but I live in an area where there are lots of farms around with lots of different kinds of berries. So when it's in season, that doesn't surprise me, actually. As we get into, like, the winter and, like, the spring, then there's the only way you're getting berries around here is if you're importing them from California, or Mexico. But right now, in September, could see it. Possible. Yep. Post Sunday morning worship crowd loves jam. Oh man, that's cracking me up. Cynicism. Pump up the jam. Pump it up. That was really funny that cynicism is what allows us to find wonder. Well, of course, the truth is that all actual cynics were initially idealists. All of them. Cynics always start as idealists or they wouldn't care. That's what makes them cynical. You want an example in literature? Go look at Benjamin from Animal Farm, the original literary cynic. Well, no, there were others before that, but a famous literary cynic is Benjamin the donkey. An idealist who then was let down. Cynicism was really one of the major forces, and sort of willful ignorance are two major forces in Peter Beagle's The Last Unicorn. And you know what features prominently in The Last Unicorn, chat? Fresh strawberry jam. I report, you decide. I'm making that up. That's not true. See, but now, imaginary, don't you feel the hard candy shell around you beginning to break as you know that there is, in fact, fresh strawberry jam that exists? Don't you realize now, wait a minute, my cynicism was never the right way. Fresh strawberry jam. In a world where fresh strawberry jam exists, how can one be cynical? Yeah, amen. I hear that. Amen, literally. That's fair. That's fair. So you're not naive, is the point. Strawberries, potatoes, carrots. No wonder you love that clip, Echo, from Bard's Tale. Potatoes. That's cool, though. Well, listen, our Tilted Gaming, a whole basement full of potatoes, I believe it. That Tilted Gaming is a farmer. I think you know that. I've actually eaten fresh jam from Tilted Gaming's farm. His family farm in California, I believe. So, yeah. Tilted Gaming is a farmer. Dizzy Plays is a farmer? What? No, Dizzy Plays works in tech. He's also a farmer, you mean? Oh, he has his cornfield. I did not know that Dizzy had a cornfield. We have the few vegetables we grow around my place. Everyone, they insist on growing tomatoes, which is of course a fruit, but they insist on growing tomatoes. I'm like, wonderful. We need to grow more. Although we had the other day, they got me because they know I like it. So this is me being weird, I guess. I like turnips. If turnips with a little bit of butter, like a little bit, I'm not talking about I drizzle it in butter, I'm talking about a little bit, is really good. I really like turnips, but we almost never have it because they're like, well, it's not interesting. I like the texture and there's a little tang to it. I guess I'm weird because I like turnips, and I don't like sweet potatoes very much. Regular potatoes, sure, I like those. Yellow potatoes, I like, but sweet potatoes, eh. But I really like turnips. Yeah. I don't know why. Like when I was a kid, my mom would sometimes make would cube turnips with a little bit of butter. And I really liked it. I don't know. I think it's a texture thing. I like a lot of food for me is about texture, and like which is why I like okra is like anything that's like slimy and stuff. I'm not about, right? But like I like crisp and with a certain like and there's a bite to it, like like a crunch that I like about turnips. So. Do you have thoughts about turnip imaginary? Because if not, that'll be the last straw. You need to run some translations? Uh-oh. Why? Is the turnip means something bad in other contexts? Thank you very much. Yeah, it just struck me the problem with the strawberry jam with buying it here. Yeah, I'm going to ask, but the problem with buying it is it's probably going to go bad soon, and I can't eat jam that fast. I like jam, but I probably only have a little bit every day at most because it's pretty sugary, so that's the only thing. It wouldn't last very long because no preservatives, but I'll ask. Yeah, but even if I keep it in the fridge, of course I would do that, but even if I keep it in the fridge, that only slows it down. It does not remove the effect of decay on food. Yeah, they probably don't, because if they have to make that much, like, they don't, yeah. I'll ask.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you. You
They're
have to bring them in to try it someday.
Well, they're asking if you can buy the jam.
You can. It's like $7 for a little small mason one.
Is it?
Yeah. What do you think?
So $7 for a small mason jar. What do you think?
I'll show it to you 1 second.
Yeah. They do sell it. Yeah. All right. All right, we're going to find out.
I'm going to show you it.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I'm very neutral on radishes. Like radishes, I'm like, those are cool. I have no negative or positive opinion. I'm just like, that's cool. Radishes exist. Oh, they're that size, huh?
Yeah. What do you think?
You said 7?
Yeah.
And there's no preservatives, but I guess if I keep it in the fridge, it would last for like a few days, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I can find out what Alexi says. He went downstairs to get me the top for it because we ran out of tops.
Yeah, I'll get one of those, sure. Why not? Haha. See? Getting me... It's pretty small. It's pretty small. But that's okay. A little goes a long way. Commerce in action. Yep. That's true. That's true. Ah, whatever. I don't mind rolling with the punches on this once in a while. That is funny, though. I'm curious to see, I'm not going to go do this, by the way, but I am curious to see how big the vat actually is. Like, the one they were like, enormous, you know. Yeah, exactly. That could have been someone being like, my grandpa works at Nintendo 6 to 7 days. That could be one of those deals on this. Good point, Imaginary, good point. And I'm going to bring it to them, I'm going to bring it to her, and I'm going to be like, check this out. Fresh strawberry jam. Fresh. Cynically denied, idealistically proven. Cynically tested. Oh, did you hear the ringing? That's funny. Yeah, probably the car is done. I want to at least get the jam, though. See, the thing is that's annoying about it is I can pull down this. I can pull down the, Okay, so yeah, all it needs is a cabin filter. Let me see, can I reply without canceling? Sounds. Please go ahead. Bear with me, chat. Ahead and do it.
Get the seat for me.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's fine. So we didn't lose anybody there. Yeah, I wish I could set it up so that it can run in the background, because otherwise it does mean that, you know, the phone's not being used. Success. Okay, so they're replacing the filter. Great. All right, so I have a little time. But now I'm waiting to get my, get my first strawberry jam mason jar.
So I'm gonna have to ring it up separately.
That's fine.
I don't know if you want this. This is the only size, the smallest size drag we have.
That's fine. That would be great. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So one of these.
So
I will ring it.
That's 7? Okay, thanks. Haha. Idealistic jam. Right there. if Imaginary, if you believe hard enough, if you believe enough, you too could have idealistic jam. Idea berry. Straw-dealistic jam. Straw-dealistic jam, baby. Straw-dealistic. See, and now anytime that you're inclined to believe less of your fellow human, you can remember the lesson of the straw-dealistic jam. You'd be like, I was brought forward.
You know what, Imaginary? The reality is, when it comes to looking at my jam, you're just jelly. I mean, that was kind of a softball. It was just right there. I had to, you know. That's my jam. I had to just jar that one loose from my memory, you know what I'm saying? That joke was pretty sweet. Low-hanging fruit.
Okay, you know Uncle Sam gets his cut too, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, enjoy.
All right, thank you very much.
How you doing?
We can compote up with these puns. I don't know. I think the question is, will we be able to preserve them for history? That's my question. I can hardly bury it. Oh, yeah. I can believe, you know. All right, this is such a mashup. Yeah, I suppose there's a certain limit where it doesn't quite, but it's called like sugaring is when you get the syrup, so I don't know what would be for the. All right, let me switch you over and let's head over to the cafe before. Enjoy this picture of my water bottle. Thank you. Okay. All right. Sure is no sugarcoating it. That's good. That's quality. Forthcoming reduction in puns. Oh, nice. Yep, you just still got it, Triffid. You just still got it. I almost, it's too early for this person to be up, but I wish that I wish that Rising Tides were up, so I could just be hearing the constant boo, boo this man. It's one of my favorite memes, by the way, the boo this man joke. But yeah, Brandon hates puns, and I'm like, but do you really though? He's like, no, I really do. I'm like, but do you really hate them? Like, you hate them, in quotes, like you jokingly hate them, but do you hate them? It's like a cut-up pickup. It's like a half-cut pickup. I've never seen that before. It's like you took the back half off. It jacked up the tires. Kilgore Trot hates them too. Ah, listen. It's a I guess it's a blazer, it just looks weird. But, what was I going to say? Yeah, I mean, like, I think the thing is that, like, there's a line from the original Star Trek where they're, like, talking about something they discovered during an episode. And McCoy says, you see, Spock, what happens with this is that some people just can't resist the urge to play God. And Spock says, yes, Doctor, I was able to gather the meaning, right? Like, just withering, like, sort of supercilious reactions from Spock. And it always reminds me a little bit when people are like, that's a terrible pun. I'm like, you know, I am aware that this is not particularly high-level humor, right? Like, part of the joke is making a pun and then smugly looking at the camera. Like, I'm fully aware. puns do require wit. Puns are fun, and there's some amazing puns, but also even crappy puns are funny precisely because they're crappy. So people being like, you realize that they're not really good. I'm like, yes, I was able to gather the meaning. Okay. Hi. Can I just get a, I guess like a medium English breakfast, please, with like a splash of milk, if you could. 2% if you could do it. And to go, please. Puns are best to have a good straight man to groan a response. Exactly, Gregory. Exactly. Thank you very much. Thanks. Breakfast is good, Gregory. Breakfast was good. Gregory, I got today, I'm waiting for my car, which is just about done, but I got today, I will show you. See this bag? Inside this bag, Gregory, oh, I totally agree with that, Imaginary. Inside this bag is hope, okay? Hope. See this bag? This bag holds hope. See that? What's inside the bag, you ask? I'll show you. Hope. In the form of...
Can you bring anything outside the store? See it outside again. Anything you want to bring.
I'm sorry, what?
You can bring any outside food from the store. But you can more like welcome to sit outside.
I keep forgetting that these people kind of have a stick up their you-know-what when it comes to stuff in here. Sorry. I'm not allowed to bring into this vegan place jam. That's a little ridiculous. No, it's like, come on, man. I'm not using it, I'm showing it off. Sorry. I don't know. I really need to stop coming to this place because I'm getting tired of the attitude. Like, I understand that I'm not actually eating it. Like, come on. Like, come on, man. I'm not bringing in sausage. Anyway, all right, let me show you. Now that I've taken this deadly thing known as fresh strawberry jam, I guess that puts me in a jam. I guess. Anyway, so there, see? Jam. I mean, well, the thing is, like, I understand, like, so they're vegan, okay, so I get that, but it is, like, I hate to be that guy, I really hate to be that guy. The classic meme jokes about vegans do not, that it doesn't help when the only cafe that I've ever been in my life that acts like you're destroying their children when you bring in a jar of jam is this place. Like, come on. That's a little much. Like, I wasn't like I was pulling it out and opening it and showing it. I was literally showing it to the camera and then putting it outside the bag. And the guy's like, sir, I'm like, anyway. Yeah, I assume the owner must be incredibly hardcore about it because there was one other time when I, like, I don't know. It's a little silly. Yeah, well, but just, I mean, go touch grass is my reaction to that. But anyway,
They didn't used to be like that, by the way. The place that was here before, which was also a cafe, was just a normal cafe. But then they switched into this place called Greenology. And again, they can run their place however they want to run it, but it's not the most welcoming environment when, like, literally, I mean, I pulled that out and the dude was over there in about 3 seconds. And I was like, I didn't even know what he was talking about. I was just like, what? And it's not an outside food thing. It's specifically I guess they don't want strawberry jam inside I mean, it's a little ridiculous. So, anyway. But, so that, regardless, before that all happened, what I was showing you was, you use our jam, yeah. Well, no, apparently not, because, you know, you're harming the strawberry's feelings or whatever it is. Anyway, yeah, before that, Gregory, what I was showing was the hope of the strawberry jam. Well, what's funny is I'm allowed to be, I was allowed to be outside here, so I'm still technically on the grounds of the place, but I'm outside the walls. And here's the funny thing: look at the doors. So I literally walked from that chair, that orange chair over there, 5 feet to get here, and now it's okay? Because of a closed thing of strawberry jam? Anyway. Very odd. But yes, so anyway, that strawberry jam was fresh, homemade jam. And that's what it was. That was the other thing, too. They're attacking my homemade jam. Did they notice it was strawberry? No, they didn't notice anything. Like, I didn't even have a chance to open it. I don't know. The guy must have thought it was... Maybe he thought I was going to show you bacon lard? Like, I don't know. Is there something... Am I missing something also? Do vegans not like strawberries? Like, if there's fresh strawberries that are not using pesticide, do vegans have a problem with strawberries? That's new on me. Because this is not factory made. Like, it's homemade strawberry jam. Worried about strawberry allergens? In a jar? I guess, but the thing is, though, I pulled it out and I was just showing the jar. Anyway, it's not a big deal. It really is not a huge thing. It's like the second time that I've like brought a food item, not even eaten it, just had a food item, and the guy was like, "Sir," and I'm like, and I honestly was like, I totally had no idea what he was talking about, because I'm like, what? Like, I'm not opening it, and also it's strawberry jam, but apparently, regardless. If they have rules, they have rules. It's just very strange to me. Fertilize the slave labor of bees. Well, but vegans are anti-honey. Yeah, that could be. I mean, I guess that's true, imaginary. Maybe that's what they mean. Although, do you do gelatin even with homemade products, though? I guess maybe. And also, I don't know, maybe it's the fertilization of it. Again, like, I'm not trying to dismiss anyone's beliefs or anything. I'm not trying to minimize that, but just, it is a little much to me, it feels like, when you're just walking into a store, like a place where you get tea, and then it's like, I just got a tea, I sat down to show you something. Oh, gelatin is for jelly. I guess, that's a pretty good assessment. What if I did have jam? Because in fairness, this is jelly that I have, strawberry jelly. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. And I understand the no open food. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to be empathetic about it too. And I don't, again, I understand the don't bring in food thing in general, like, which is why it's a closed jar, and I wasn't going to, like, whip it out and start pouring it into my tea, but, like, it means that you don't go anywhere else before you go here. You have to, like, if you're going to get any kind of anything. Yeah. So, like, but again, I'm not trying to attack them. I find it a little much, for, because I had it out for maybe, like, 15 seconds. I mean, the other thing too, by the way, which is funny about that. Okay, you see this? Harney and Sons. Yeah. So you see that? Harney and Sons. Right? It's probably backwards for you, actually. But English breakfast tea, Harney and Sons. You know the history of tea? You know the history of tea and how people got more of it? Is this... Oh, it's not backwards? Is this completely above board and legit? Like, no negative exploitative... There's no exploitative practices about this tea? I mean, maybe there isn't. Maybe this is like... Maybe this is carefully crafted with the direct consent of the... I don't know. But tea is not exactly like history safe, right? I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, maybe this is... And listen, maybe this is fair trade now. I have no idea. I don't know anything about Harney and Sons. But, like... I mean, this is all recyclable, I guess. Although, I don't know. Is that... This is kind of a plastic. I don't know. You got it, Gregory. Not quite that much. I paid $3.30. Anyway, my point about that, though, is not... Like I said, it's not a big deal. I just think it's kind of funny, I suppose. But the point that I want to make about it is that there's a certain level at which you're kind of like... You know, is that really the thing that makes that happen or not? I don't know. Anyway. But before I got to that, I was trying to explain hope through Jam, and then it was, you know, it was removed. What's also funny about this, by the way, is look what's right next to the place. So, like, I assume that's not a vegan pizza, right? No, okay, in fairness, not the same owners or anything. It's not the same owners. It's not the same owners, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, do they just glare at each other when they walk out? Or they're just like, how does that work? If I was a pessimist, I'd take this as some kind of metaphor. No, Hillness, he was just like, oh, sir, he wasn't even clear. He's like, sir, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm sorry? He was like, well, outside, you can eat it, have it outside. I'm like, I have what? And he's like, you know, we don't have any outside food. And I'm like, oh. It's like, you can, like, have whatever you want outside. And I was like, okay. And it was at that point that I realized he was talking about my closed, sealed jar of strawberry jam that I was showing the camera for 10 seconds. I was like, okay. So it was silly. I'm guessing, but that, like, sure, which, you know, but it's like I'm on the farthest table away from the front counter. I'm on it's in a bag and in a sealed jar. So I'm not like, if you were just to say, like if I came in, sat down, opened it up and started slathering it on, I totally understand that they don't want that. But if I'm like opening it up and just showing it to the phone, again, a little much. But, and I'm sure it's not his rule. I'm sure it's the owner's rule. He's not the owner, so I'm not going to, like, slam him for it. But for the owner's point of view, I'm kind of like, what's the problem? So, anyway. Like I say, I will not make not making any vegan jokes. But it is funny to me that it's right next to a Pizza Life with a big picture of a pizza with pepperoni on it. Like, I guess they avoid cross-contamination by never even looking in that, because it's literally the same building. They are obviously divided by walls and everything, but literally I'm looking at this as connected to the same building as this place. So, and Greenology is a chain too. I think there's like 3 of them, I want to say, 3 or 4 of them. So, that's funny. Funny stuff. Anyway, nice day today, though. Nice mid-September day. And I'm excited to chat about stuff going on with both writing. Can't talk about it yet. One of them is I'm very excited about. The other one, less so because I need to hear from people. So there's that. But I'm excited about that. And then I'm excited about channel stuff. So, yeah, Echo, we're playing around with the idea of doing one Sunday a month from like noon to 3 Eastern. That's not finalized, but that's what we're thinking about. I don't love that because I don't like having I like having the Sundays available to me, so that I can be doing work and stuff. Like, I don't like streaming usually the day before I've got school or something like that, just so that I can prepare for grading and whatever. But since I'm doing less of the extensive grading, right before something, maybe it's not as big a deal, and it may be the only thing that works, because I could do Saturday, but I'd have to do Saturday during the day, and that's usually family time as opposed to Saturday night. I can't do Monday or Thursday during the day because I'm teaching during the semester anyway. Tuesday I'm already streaming during the day. That's what the day was that we were using, and so that just leaves Wednesday and Wednesday or Friday. And Friday I'm usually spending with Little Arf, usually spending with my daughter during the day. And Wednesday I'm usually spending with appointments in the morning and then hanging out with my son later on that day. So like Wednesday and Friday are used up, Monday and Thursday are used up. That leaves Tuesday, at least for during the day. And that leaves Tuesday day, which is my one-day stream. I would like to be able to stream to more European-friendly circumstances anyway, honestly, in general, as we talked about. So, but anyway, so yeah, we think Sunday. There's a chance that might happen on Sunday the 21st this month, but not sure. Also, we're going to have a decision to make, too, about where to stream it, because it has been on GOG. Yeah, oh, amen. Jeez, Echo. That would be nice. I appreciate the subtle planning. It's going to be on GOG for at least a few months, but at some point, By the Dice Roll actually has its own Twitch channel, and we might at some point shift over there, especially if we have to move it off of the usual weekend GOG spot. Weekday, GOG spot, so we'll see. But we will obviously announce it in all of the places, and so we will see. Okay. Yes, we have. And actually it was Fleos that set a lot of that up, to be honest. So probably all of us would have access, like we would all have the stream key, those of us who are streamers. So it's like, of that group, me, Mike, Saber, Pyron, although Pyron doesn't really stream on her own channel, but and Ananda. So basically 5 of us are streamers and would have access to it. Bruce doesn't really, Annabelle Bruce doesn't really stream, so it would basically be, that crew, the 5 of us that probably would. Hey, Nonstop! Right, and during the year, Fleos can't join us. He has to do it only during breaks. Teaching is the thing that really gets in his way. Love to have Fleos all the time, but obviously teaching has to come first, so, and family, but teaching usually is the thing that gets in the way more than the family stuff. Good to see you, Nonstop. How are you, man? I love the animated emotes. Oh man, Tari did so well with those. Alright, I'm going to bring in this tea so I can dump out the tea bag. Here's hoping I can do that. You just woke up? I feel like I just woke up. I've been waiting for my car. My car is actually ready, so I'll hang out with you guys for a few more minutes and then head over. But let me just drop the tea bag off. I'm leaving my deadly strawberry jam outside, so.
Okay. I have returned. I appreciate that, Echo. Oh, it's definitely. I appreciate that, Imaginary. Thank you for the vote of confidence, and it will definitely continue. To be clear, as I announced yesterday, by the dice roll, we've announced this before, but just as a reminder to everybody, that by the dice roll, when it is done with Ghosts of Saltmarsh and it's going into the last stage, it's basically the last adventure within the Saltmarsh campaign, is going to be moving on to play through my full Forbidden Library. Now, there have been different aspects of that done in various live events, but this is going to be the first time, I think, that we've had the same group of people play from basically level 1, if you will, all the way through the 9-part. It basically is a 9-part adventure, all told, of Forbidden Library. And they requested it, actually. They said they really had a great time, and they wanted to know if we could do it, so I will do it. Now, that'll probably be the last time I'm going to put that on stream, because at that point it will have been done in various ways with various live events. But some of them have only been done one time at Gen Con and have not been seen very much, so we'll see. And yes, Saltmarsh and Eberron. Eberron has got Saltmarsh and Eberron both probably have a few months to go, I would say. By the end of the year, they'll both be finished. And then Eberron, now I have not announced it yet, but on Saturday I am going to announce what is coming up next after Eberron for the Infinity and Beyond crew, which I'm super pumped about, actually. So that's going to be happening on Saturday, and that will definitely pick up in the new year. So in 2026 is when we'll go into that. And then by the dice roll as well, as I mentioned, in 2026 probably, I'm guessing, that is when we will start with continuing with Forbidden Library, and they will pick it up with part 2, which is Return to the Forbidden Library. Yeah. And like I said, by the dice roll, that's for Eberron at night. Yeah. Super, I'm excited for that. It's going to be cool. And then Sunday, when we do, not this Sunday, but probably Sunday the 21st, we think, maybe, we'll see, when we do By the Dice Roll, that's when we'll talk more about the Forbidden Library. But Forbidden Library is definitely happening, so. Yes, so we've actually talked a little bit about that. One of the reasons that I like having 5 to 6 people, and 5 is kind of the sweet spot, honestly, is that if one person misses, we can usually go ahead, and we've done that at various times during the Infinity and Beyond campaigns. We have 5 people, so if one person misses, then if we have 2 people who are going to miss, then we usually don't, we reschedule. But otherwise, if we have one person that misses, then we go on and just continue to do that, and we've done that on multiple occasions. And that, I think, means that we don't lose momentum and we don't slow down. Whereas when you have a 4-person campaign, I've run that before too, where you miss a 4th person and you just have the other 3 people either basically running that other player, or they have that 1,000-yard stare where they're not participating in the adventure. It kind of depends. But it is a little bit harder to do, and obviously with 2 people missing, you can't at all do a 4-person thing at that point. I have done a couple of occasions where we were down to just 2 people, and I did this special thing which was like 2 parts called when Alec Met Weller, 2 of the characters in my Strahd campaign, and it was run by Sod, who I played with all the time played all the time with, and Trendane. And that was a lot of fun, and that was unusual because that was sort of a side thing. Yeah, and I'm still talking to Sod. I love Sod, but Sod just is so busy. But I've had a chance to talk to Sod on and off. I spoke to him just a couple weeks ago, actually. So he's doing great. He's just busy. But anyway, so we have done that before. The thing with the crew of By the Dice Roll, they're very loyal to each other. They're really close to each other, which is great, obviously. And whenever someone has to miss, the feeling generally is we have on occasion done it missing somebody, but they almost are always like, can we reschedule, because we really like to have everybody there. And I obviously generally like to have everybody there. So I usually go along with that. I honestly go along with my players most of the time, unless there's a real reason that we can't, because like if we're building up for ArvCon, for instance, and that means we need to get the adventure to a certain place for the ArvCon finale to work, or whatever the big event would be, sometimes I might say, really we kind of need to get this session in, but most of the time I try to go along with what the players think, because there's plenty of tabletop content, right? And there's
because I run still. We have Beowulf, and that's the other thing, Echo. Beowulf is also in its final stages, and we're going to be announcing a replacement for that too. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's kind of where the Where Alec Met Weller thing for Strahd. That's how I handled that. But it is a little bit harder to just have. I mean, I can always do one shots or whatever, but prepping it so that it fits into a larger campaign is not always easy, especially when I'm running as many campaigns as I am. Right? Like I've got Beowulf on my channel, Eberron on my channel, Expedition on my channel, and then I'm running the Buy the Dice rollover on GOG with Ghosts of Saltmarsh. That's 4. And then we also have Community D&D on the channel, which I just host. That's 5. So like there's a lot of tabletop going on every month. That's all. But yeah, no, I mean I'm aware of that. That's why I'm looking for more content too, and I've got some. I have something that I'm sort of making some finalizations about that I'll also be able to announce. Maybe during the subathon I might announce that actually, for the next stage of what do you call it? The next tabletop thing. I'm content with that answer. I hear you. No, that's good. But yeah, like so this there's going to be some more tabletop happening that I'm not doing, that I'm hosting on the channel coming soon, TM. But we are assembling players and arranging everything and getting that all set. So that's going to be something else to go along with Community D&D. Oh, all the time, Echo. I actually do that a lot. A lot of campaigns, I do a lot of extra, like, cul-de-sacs, you know? Like, a lot. I mentioned this before, but, like, in Esper Genesis, there was that whole section where the crew came to this space station, and in the written adventure, the space station's just supposed to be like a way station. Like, they just go there, they fuel up, they meet a couple people, and whatever. They're there for maybe like half a session to a session, and then they're on to the next thing. But in this case, I had introduced some creatures that were almost like the Keepers, or whatever they're called, on the Citadel in Mass Effect. And I introduced creatures a little bit like that called the Fenarg. And all of a sudden, like, they were just... They were like fascinated by the Fenarg, and so by the time we were all done, like they basically had battled to free the Fenarg. They had put them in charge of the station. Like the station, the space station became kind of like a base for them and whatever. No, but Sleepwell had joined them not long before that, though, Echo. And so Sleepwell was a big part of what happened with that whole business, because it was Carlos wanting to meet with the Fenarg. All of that, like, extra work that I did to, like, flesh out the station and, like, the whole freeing the Fenarg from their captors or whatever, that's all homebrew. That's all me making that up. Because it was clear that they really loved the idea, and I'm like, let's go with it. So if you look at the sort of written campaign of Fall of the Zephyr, rather, which is the campaign, that whole thing is not there. That was all me. So I do that a lot. Because I find that what that does is it makes the campaign unique to them and unique to their own experience, which makes them remember it more, and it makes it more something the players want to get into. Anyway, all right, well, looking at the time frame, folks, the car is ready, so I need to go get it. And then I need to go back and be with my kid and do some grading and do that kind of stuff. So I think I'm going to rise up on out. But thank you for joining me. This was a lot of fun. I will see you folks again tomorrow night, unless there's an impromptu stream with my kid. But otherwise, I will see you folks tomorrow evening for the aforementioned Infinity and Beyond, Eberron Oracle of War. And we'll have a little bit of an announcement of what happens next. I am going to enjoy my awesome jam, my forbidden jam, as it were. But thank you all for being with me, and I will let you know about whether the jam is accepted by sick children or by healthy significant others in the household. My viewer incentive by jam. It's true. It wasn't that I was shamed. I was encouraged by chat to do it. But you all know how to support the channel. Please spread the word. Let people know about it. And definitely check out my YouTube shorts on writing. It's on a playlist called Greg Talks Writing on my regular Arvin Eller on YouTube. So definitely check that out. By the way, tomorrow I'm going to be at a author event. It is the Public Library of New London's local author event. New London is not actually very local to me, but I'm going to make the drive over, so I'm going to be selling books and talking to people. Yeah, it was very cool. I was invited to that a few months ago, so I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, and then when I get back, it'll be D&D stuff. So thank you for the well wishes. I'll pass that on. Everyone, as I always say, please be good to each other, and thanks all. Much love. Enjoy your jams, your respective jams, wherever you may be. I'll see you soon. Bye. Be good to each other.